Alright, so next we have our RID Grimlock, and there's not a whole ton to say about him in dinosaur mode. He's got a little gimmick for his mouth here. It's not terribly intrusive, but that's okay. He's also looking very Godzilla-like. Maybe Godzilla meets animated Grimlock. Definitely get that vibe from him. He does have a little bit of a loose leg down here, but it is ratcheted, so it's just kind of bouncing between the teeth of the ratchet there. Overall, pretty solid. He's much more visually interesting than Strong Arm, and the paint being a bunch of different colors goes a long way on this guy. His little dinosaur arms only articulate forward and back, as they're just like well, it looks like it's on a ball, but the socket that is accommodating the ball is not cut in such a way to allow any side-to-side movement, really. So, not a bad toy. I actually kind of like this one. Actually, I can say I like this a lot more than I like the Fall of Cybertron one, because we don't have all this missing stuff on the center. I mean, this is just such a key piece to, you know, be missing out on. But what can you do? Anyway, let's get this guy transformed. Enough talking about him. So we'll start by unpegging his feet here, and we'll come to the back and split everything all the way on down here. And since we've got that, now we take these panels and you have to pop them out like that. You see it slid out and folded all the way down and around, and there is a little hole here to accommodate a tab. So get that, plug it on in, and flip his little foot out. Same thing on the other side here. Take this, extend it out, rotate it, plug it back in. Whoops, there we go, plug it in. Now, his tail is on the one side. It does fold up. You can see they've put the fake tail here, but it's really, I don't know, it doesn't, I guess it fills in some space, but it doesn't look right because it's not casted as a solid piece. So with the holes, it just looks a little silly to me. And you can see we got this crazy something going on here. What you do, of course, take the head, flip it on back, and there is no articulation side to side on the dinosaur head. I forgot to mention that, just because it's on that straight hinge. And make sure the jaw is closed when you fold it all the way back, as this little piece does fit within that piece there. There we go, Grimlock. Just kidding, we're not done. So you take this, you flip it up, and at the same time, these arms just kind of flip down and behind him like that. I suppose if you wanted, you could give him some little tiny hands too. And then you take these and you plug it right in here to make his chest, which, in my opinion, that looks pretty great, aside from this stupid game symbol there. So we got that. We'll flip his arms around here, and then all you have to do, if you can, if you have any nails to do it, maybe not. Let's see if we can get this one. There we go. This one's actually going to cooperate a little. Flip out his hands. So let me get this one and we'll be right back. And there we go. So we have Grimlock in his robot mode, and I've got to say, visually he is very striking. The black and green looks nice. The kind of like burnt orange on his face looks good. The sculpt looks good. I really like this toy. I just wish he was a Voyager. Yeah, I don't have much bad to say about it. I mean, outside of things being hollow, but he doesn't feel nearly as hollow as Strong Arm did. He just feels like an overall better toy. Articulation, the head is on a swivel, so you're not going to be getting any up or down, but honestly, I kind of like the way this head works. It you know, makes a mean looking bot. This is actually one I wouldn't mind just displaying somewhere, you know, maybe in the office. Getting onto the arms here, it's on a swivel at the shoulder, and then this rotation joint, so no ball joint, but that is perfectly okay. It gets enough motion out of it, not huge, but enough. You do have the elbow swivel, of course the elbow joint, which is ratcheted. Interesting thing about the ratchets, they're extra parts on these guys, so props, because we've been going to a system that seems to go away from having any metallic components. Waist, he has none. The legs are on your like universal joint where it swivels and goes in and out. You can actually see the pegs through his crotch piece there. Just plug in the back, but you know, not too bad. Thigh swivel and a knee, and that's all the articulation you're getting out of this guy. Now it is a little bit disappointing that he didn't come with any accessories. Honestly, I think he could use a really cool sword or something like that, but what can you do? So for size comparison here he is next to Strong Arm. You can see just you know, a little bit bigger overall, I suppose, but not much. And then here's the Optimus Prime pen. So let's get this guy back to his dinosaur mode. We'll go ahead and just start by closing up his little head up there. We'll come down here and separate these, and once we have the chest out of the way, we'll move the dinosaur arms up. We'll just kind of keep these out here like this. We'll pull out his tail here, take his feet and bend them down as far as they go. After we have that, then we'll go ahead and pull these panels out. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky here as we're looking at the back. And you can see big hollow there, but again, with the dinosaur head fitting in there, it doesn't seem like it's as big of a deal. So anyway, we're going to squeeze the tail together here like this. This is not the tricky part to get this together. So the tricky part is these panels here. You have to make sure that the tail is properly turned on the knees, which generally means have the legs as far forward as you can, because if you don't, it's a real hard time to get these panels to actually go on in. So if you're having problems or things aren't looking right, it's because you don't have the knees positioned right. So you flip those around, and once you flip them, you can actually fold everything back up against the Godzilla face, I guess. Come down here, all this stuff will plug on in. You can see that there's a recess in his thigh to accommodate that peg, and this tab and that hole there. So everything does peg in pretty nice down here, like so. We got that. We fold his feet on in here, and we rotate them on around so the hands are on the outside. There we go. We got Grimlock back in his dinosaur mode. And again, I like this guy. I really do. Would have been better Voyager, but this one's actually not a bad pickup if you are a Grimlock collector. He's pretty okay. So this is T2RX6. Let's take a look at that app.